Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast Fortissimo. Today, we are with an amazing violinist, conductor, and a creator of an orchestra called Ensemble Symphonique de Genève, Sergey Ostrovsky. Hello, dear Sergey.
Hello, good evening.
How are you?
I'm good. We're in the middle of the Geneva International Academy. I'm teaching, playing with the students, full of inspiration and will to share.
Amazing.
You are happy to be there?
Yes, it's our fifth edition with my wife Noemi Bielobroda. We have created it in 2020, but because of the pandemics, we had to postpone the opening. It was in 2021 when we realized the first edition. And now 22 young musicians from all around the world are here to take lessons, individual lessons and chamber music.
Amazing. This is very exciting.
Yes, absolutely.
So, we know you already for a very long time, since we're young kids, and
Yes.
it's an honor for us to do an interview with you, to discover your world and your uniqueness. And our first question is, do you remember seeing the violin for the first time of your life? And how did it attract you?
Absolutely. My father, Sergey Ostrovsky, he was a fantastic pianist. In the city where I was born in Russia, Nizhny Novgorod, my father was one of the most renowned pianists and one of the most respected musicians. So all the instrumentalists from violin, cello and woodwinds, and they came to rehearse at our house. And one of the times when I was 4, probably, it was a violinist who came to rehearse with my father, and he let me hold the violin. So I was holding the violin, and he did like this with the bow, and he himself placed the fingers, and it was sounding one of the young children's songs, "В траве сидел кузнечик," and I was so much impressed that I decided for myself at the age of 4 that I will be studying violin. And I'm youngest of the family, and everyone is a pianist in my family. So when it came to choose the instrument, I was absolutely firm about my choice.
Very interesting. Thank you so much. And we wanted to ask you,
When you started playing the violin, did you already feel inside yourself that it will accompany for you whole life?
I must say that I liked music so much, and I was listening to the recordings of violinists since very young age. And when I started, I didn't doubt for a moment. Maybe it's not only for the interview. It just happened that I was always inspired by the pieces. I waited for the moment when I will grow up and will be able to play Mendelssohn concerto, will be able to play all this fantastic music I was listening to. That's why I never doubted this.
okay, thank you so much. But I know that you played in many places, in the biggest concert halls ever, and I wanted to ask you which place is your favorite, or what hall is your favorite, and do you have any experience that you want to tell us?
Well, of course, many very special experiences. Maybe I would talk about one of the concerts which I've probably remember. I remember all my concerts, but this was a very special place. In 2008, I was invited by Israel Philharmonic Orchestra to close the season of 2007-8 with Maestro Zubin Mehta, and I have performed the Symphonie Espagnole by Edouard Lalo. And I remember this feeling of coming on stage in Tel Aviv with orchestra where everyone knows me, and I looked at the stage, at the audience, where 3,000 people, and everywhere I looked, I knew people. It was like because you know Tel Aviv is the place where I performed the most, and I still perform quite often despite all the obstacles of today. Since the beginning of 2025, I already 4 times performed there.
This is a
The
lot.
chamber music and the legendary Israel Philharmonic Orchestra. But that concert with Maestro Zubin Mehta was absolutely one of my most memorable performances I gave.
Thank you so much for telling us your performances. And our next question is, so it's already 1 year since the beginning of your orchestra, Ensemble Symphonique de Genève. And I had the experience to play with you the Mozart 20th Concerto. It was an amazing experience.
For
Thank
us
you
also.
so much again. And I wanted to ask you, how did this idea came of creating such an orchestra?
You know, I'm conducting quite actively since 2013, and I conducted quite a lot. But I had always this idea of creating something on my own, to reunite my friends, the people who, for personal reason, to play with me, would arrive here from different countries in the world, and you know, from Italy, England, France, Holland. They would come here and create music with me just because they want to do that here. And I wanted to create this space where musicians are looking forward, not like in some orchestras where they feel like routine of doing it, but I wanted that my projects will be something for them to wait for. And I think this first season we have created this atmosphere, and people all writing to me, they want to know when are the next projects and all that. And I think the quality, because of that, we have succeeded to establish quite a high quality ensemble. So, and for me as a conductor, it was a dream to conduct orchestra of my friends.
I understand. Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
And our next question, what do you like in conducting?
You know, it's such a passion inside of me. Actually, I was 16 when I started studying.
Very young.
Yeah, but then at a certain point, I decided that I will concentrate on studying really seriously the violin in Israel, and only later on I started concentrating on conducting again. It was always my passion, and I don't know, the feeling of making such a great musicians and sharing the inspiration with them, the charisma, I don't know, it's like it's very, very special feeling when you achieve this in music making with a group, especially like I remember our opening concert where we played the Tchaikovsky Serenade. I mean, the energy which was there, I mean, it's something unforgettable. Absolutely.
And I remember that you played the Requiem of Mozart also in the Victoria Hall.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's also experience of my life, you know.
It was amazing. I was there. It was so beautiful.
Yes.
Yes, congratulations. And what is the difference between being in an orchestra or conduct one?
Being in an orchestra, actually, I start from what's a common in both. Common is that you try to inspire playing as a concertmaster and or a conductor. But when you're a conductor, you're really in charge of the whole thing. What tempo will you play, what character it will be, what dynamic it will go, and this amazing thing of unpredictable wildness of the action. You know, when you're conducting, you
yes.
don't know where you will arrive. You know, for example, the choir after that concert of Mozart told me that never ever they sang so loud. Because I just
You were
wanted more and more, and the orchestra, and we arrived to this kind of feeling, you know. But this is great. You cannot predict that. And this unpredictableness, it's actually, by conducting, it's absolutely amazing.
It's like being Dumbledore in Harry Potter. It's the
Yes,
same.
absolutely.
And when you're not playing, what do you like to do? What are your like hobbies or?
I like very much football. I'm watching football, especially international competition where they have a World Cup or European Cup. I really like this, and also ice hockey. Because I was growing in Russia, in the city in Nizhny Novgorod, where ice hockey was very popular. So I go sometimes even to see Servet here playing. I like very much ice hockey and football, mostly watching. I don't play. But also I like movies. I like go to cinema, and I have many kids. You know, I have 5 kids, so I like very much spending time with them because they are fun. Each one has a unique personality. Even the smallest one, who is 2 years old, it's really great fun to be with them.
And does any of your kids play any instrument?
Actually, all of them playing an instrument now. I mean, my oldest son, he's a pianist, and my daughter, she plays 2 instruments and violin, and this year also double bass, and she's doing very well in both. Eliana plays piano and dances ballet. Abigail plays piano and violin, and also she's not yet 7, and she's quite concentrated on both instruments, doing very well. And the youngest Anshel, he is not yet playing, but he is always he got already his small violin. He always taking it and trying to pose for now.
Amazing.
Playing, yeah, very musical. He sings singing also.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. What is music for you in one word?
My life.
Yeah, I think
Everything in my life is connected to music. I really like. I have nothing which is like, and I don't want to take breaks from this. You know, it's not that I ever in vacation I say, yeah, I want to not to listen to music either. There is no moment in my life I want to get music out and just to relax. There is no life without music.
And if you could give a message to the young musicians like us, what would it be?
Be curious. Listen to other instruments, as other works. Symphonic music. Just listen, because in music we can find so much peace today. And you young musicians, you live in such a difficult world and such a violent world. So I think music is actually escape, and your shelter, your protection from this violence, which is way too much around you.
Yes, thank you so much.
And what is your dream?
My dream? You see, my dream is that everyone will be healthy, that we will create peace in the Middle East, that the war in Russia, Ukraine will stop, and people will be able again to exchange cultural views, and everything will be free again. You know, I personally suffer from all these wars and all these things which we have to fight and to prove. I really want that peace will come, and it will be at least as before, that we can go to all these countries and to perform and to bring their musicians here also. I mean, I just want this calmness, but because if you want all my dreams which I wanted, actually I do realize them. You know, I wanted really the biggest thing, the orchestra. So it's going. We are working on it. Yes, not everything is easy. We're still fighting for the funds, but we will go, and I will not give up. But so I want my kids being healthy, and all my relatives and family will be just in good health. But life is life, you know. Things are like this.
I hope that your dream will come true.
What is your favorite team in football?
My favorite team in football. You know, I'm not. This is I must tell, because I was growing in Soviet Union,
Yes.
and when I was a kid, like when I was teenager, the club Dynamo Kiev was so
Yes.
great. In the end of 80s, under Lobanovsky, that was such a great team. I must say they won a couple of cups, you know, the UEFA, and they were playing so good. Since then, I must say that I didn't have one team which I was like crazy to support. I like good football, a beautiful football. You know, not passing in the center of a million times, and you know, and the tactic waiting for the mistake. No, I like active football, real football. How creative football. You know, I like watching this.
Like Barcelona.
For example, Barcelona.
No. Okay.
But he's quite good.
Yes.
He's good.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's
he's
good.
good. But I like very much, of course, Messi, Ronaldo. They are very creative. These guys, they always have. But I still remember how Ronaldinho played very well. When I remember in his prime, he was Roberto Carlos. These guys, they were like fantastic. But yeah, other Ronaldo also. I remember them also very good. Zidane, Thierry Henry. I watched in Israel. I was in a football game when France played against Israel in Israel.
Yes.
I was at the game. They were 1-1. An equalizer from Israel came on 86 minutes. We never forget it. Such an excitement in the stadium. 4 minutes before the end, equalizing for France.
Oh yes, I think so. Very nice. Well, so I would like to say again, thank you so much for being here. It was an amazing
Thank you,
experience
guys.
for us
Yeah.
to learn more about you and what you really are.
Yeah.
Thank you, dear friends, for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.